Morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Morning. I am your host, Patricia Barrow Wolfson, and I am so excited to be here today. I'm an intuitive coach and an energy healer, a wife and a mom to 3 boys, and it is my mission to help you calibrate your energy and help you integrate self-care into easy, doable steps and teach you how to embrace your own special gifts so that you can start achieving a life that you love. Oh my goodness, it's been one of those mornings and it just started. Hello. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm really happy to be here today discussing how to use the full moon to release, clear, and elevate. Now, I know the full moon was yesterday, but I wanted to share with you the ritual that I did yesterday because the energy of the full moon is still present for 3 days prior to the full moon arriving and 3 days after the full moon is here. So that means we are still within the powerful energetic force field of the full moon. So we can take advantage of that energy and do some of the things that might help move things along. Taking advantage of, where things are astrologically speaking can sometimes give us a little support. And of course, we are in Mercury retrograde for anybody keeping track. I don't subscribe necessarily to the world falling apart when Mercury retrograde shows up. But certainly, if you are having challenges communicating or if you are having challenges with tech, well, then that is all, sort of the planet Mercury takes care of that business. So it's just a time for you to sit back and think, maybe reflect and think about what is it that I need to communicate here? What is this message that I'm receiving? Why is this sort of sticky? And you may ask yourself, not just ask yourself, but then find the answer as to why this particular Mercury retrograde, this is coming up for you. Or maybe there is the same thing that comes up for you over and over again on Mercury retrograde, right? Which is communication or tech issues. And so you need to ask yourself where you might be resisting communication. And tech issues are also resisting communication because most of technology is a way for us to reach out to each other and talk. Anyway, so that being said, I'm going to share with you sort of what I think is like a really great way to just put that full moon releasing energy to use. It was definitely something that I did yesterday for myself. Hold on, I'm going to turn off my phone because I forgot to do so. We're going to talk about that later. But first, let us do our Me First Morning ritual as we do every morning. Feel free to join me if you're watching. Feel free to spread the word to anyone who is not here and just, share, like, comment. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Jumpstart for Change on YouTube right now. Press that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and you can join me every morning. I'm here every weekday morning from Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. I'm on Facebook and YouTube, but I ask that you subscribe to me on YouTube so I can get those numbers up, right? It's all about getting the numbers up. I don't really care so much about the numbers, but I do care about the impact that I make, and I do care about sharing my message. And so even more importantly than subscribing, but don't tell, people I said that, is pass this message along if you think someone else can use it, if you could think that it can brighten up someone's day, or if you think it can support someone in their time of need or struggle, because I hope that that's what I do. Good morning, Mom. Hi, cara bonita. Yes. Thank you. Um, cara bonita, for those of you who are not Portuguese, means pretty face. So thanks, Mom. Thanks for calling me pretty face. It's also my dad's favorite thing to say to people, and so that works too. Good morning, Meredith. Hi, how are you? So glad you're here. Okay, so we lit the candle. Let's do some essential oils and get things started. Oh my God, all of my essential oils that are down here are, well, the ones I usually use are out. I need to refill my stash. I love that smell. I like to put it in my hair. I'm just weird that way, but that's okay. Wait, hold on. It's this side I want back. All right. So we are good. We are centering ourselves. We are grounding ourselves. We are connecting with ourselves. Whoa, I just almost lost the crystal sphere. Please grab your crystals if it is appropriate. If it is something that you feel connected to, you want to grab a crystal, sort of like call in a certain energy of the crystal today, or don't use any. I like to use my crystal spheres, but you can just put your hands on your lap, facing down or facing up, or in a mudra, if you know what a mudra is. If you don't know what a mudra is, then obviously it's not for you. So don't even worry about it. This is really for you to make of it whatever you need, right? This is your me first ritual. So I'm doing what I do and I'm sharing it with you, and you can take what you want, whatever works for you, and what doesn't work for you, you can change, you can modify, you can leave out, it's up to you. All right, so we're going to do 3 deep breaths. I do recommend that no matter what, you do include breathing, and especially intentional breathing in your ritual, even if you don't do the other things that we do. But I do believe that intentional breathing, to just kind of like go within for a moment, is super, super helpful. So let's do that together. And I want you to just imagine that the top of your head is sort of opening up. You are opening up the access to all of the beautiful amazingness that the world has to offer. And you're going to just imagine that liquid sunlight comes pouring down into the top of your head, right? And at the same time, your feet are well planted on the ground, and you're going to imagine that that beautiful life force energy, the same life force energy that helps the plants burst through the soil and grow in the spring, I want you to imagine it coming up your legs, okay, into your body and blending with that healing life force energy from the heavens, right? So you're meeting heaven and earth in your body, this powerful healing life force energy, and it's just going to break apart, dissipate, and just change all of that dense, stagnant, and stuck energy. It's just going to like blast it, right? It's just going to get rid of it, and it's going to like break into pieces. That's how I imagine it in my head, that this light kind of just goes whoosh, right? And it's going to break apart those pieces. And then when you exhale, you're going to release any of that stuck, stagnant, and dense energy that is within. Okay, so we're going to do that together now. Deep breath in and hold. And while you're holding, imagine that beautiful, powerful, healing light going through your body and just breaking up anything that doesn't serve you. And now release it and expel it all through your mouth when you exhale. Okay, let's do that again. Sound bon dia, bon dia. Okay, one more time. Take a deep breath in and hold. And release. I want you to listen. We're going to take our last breath. I want you to really increase your capacity and just bring in as much of that beautiful, healing, powerful light into your body, and just let it permeate every single cell, nourishing you with goodness, nourishing you with the love and light that the universe has to offer, and just helping along anything that doesn't serve you. And it will just like help it remove it from your system. Okay. Last breath. Make this one count. And hold. And release. Okay, that felt good. Now let's go right into the stretching. Okay, I like to stretch my neck. You can stretch your neck, your back, your arms, your legs, whatever you need to stretch, right? Wherever you're feeling tense, wherever you're feeling stiffness, okay, we want to loosen it up. We want to tune our instrument, right? We want to clear the energy, right? That stuck, stagnant energy, any stiffness, right? We want to remove it and release it because we want the energy to flow, right? You are a channel, and you need to tune that channel, and you need to clear that channel, and you need to cleanse that channel. You need to make sure that you are a beautiful channel and a resource that the universe can use you, right? Can use you to express its message of love and light. And that's what this is for, right? We want to tune our instrument. We want to get ourselves ready to be utilized for the purpose of good, for humanity's you know, utmost, highest, and greatest good, right? That's what we want. Well, I don't know if that's what we all want. That's what I want. That's what I want to be used by, God and source to be able to, give each one of you some motivation or inspiration or help you connect to who you are on the inside. I mean, that's why we're here, right? It's to feel connected, it's to feel purposeful, to feel like we're contributing, to feel like we matter, right? And so this me first exercise, it helps to make us feel connected to ourselves, and then we can move forward. Okay. So here we go. Now we shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Beautiful job, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if there's any gentlemen here today. Beautiful job. Beautiful job, folks. Okay, that's inclusive, right? We don't want to leave anyone out. Beautiful job, anybody who's watching. All of my viewers, you are all amazing. I love you all, and I really, really appreciate you. Okay, so here we go. Next, let's set our intentions with our GPS word. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to go ahead and download the free GPS workbook that I have offered to anybody who's here. You can just download that for free. It's going to take you through a number of questions that you can ask yourself. You can do this by yourself, you can do this with a friend. You can also book a session with me and we can do this together. But it's just a way for us or for you to come up with a word or a phrase or, something that you can connect yourself to, right? Your daily coordinates, right? What are you plugging into your GPS each and every day, right? You have to sort of give yourself a purpose, give yourself a mission, give yourself an intention, right? So if you set the intention each and every day that you want to feel peace, then you can remind yourself all day long, my intention is peace, my intention is peace, my intention is peace. So every decision you make, everything that you do, you want to infuse peace into it. So for you, it may be another word. It may be, connection or soulfulness or spaciousness or, energy. Maybe you need more energy. Maybe you need more fun. Maybe you need more sexiness. I don't know. Whatever you need in your life, choose that as your GPS word today. And we're going to set that as an intention when I say my prayer. So at the time, I'll say, help us embody our intentions. And when I say that, you can just think about your intention and put it out there. You can follow along with my prayer, or you can just say your own, or sit silently and set the intention for you to get support on these intentions for the day. Okay, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay, let's go. Let's pull a card. All right. I'm actually going to try to do this, and I'm doing really great on time, so I'm going to do my best. Let's see here. Hello. I have some comments, but I don't understand them. Fitzny Cholette Vawatek. I think that might be spam. I don't know. If it's not spam, tell me. But there's some weird stuff on my YouTube page. I think there might be spam on my YouTube page. Spam comments, that is. Okay. So what are we talking about, right? We're talking about releasing, right? We're in the energy of the full moon. And, I always talk about releasing. You guys know my prayer every morning talks about helping to release, because I really believe that what holds us down and holds us back the most are the ideas and the beliefs and sort of like old ways that we cling to, that we stick to, right? Old generational wounds, old stories that society tells us that we still believe, that feel very, very present in our lives, because they're very, very present for so many people. And so I believe that really getting to connect with yourself is the job of releasing all the things that don't connect with you, that don't resonate with you. And there are going to be some things that you need to release that maybe do resonate with you, but you will do that in time. Okay, so there is no guilt, there is no shame. There's, like literally, there are certain things that I release every single full moon cycle. It's like every single full moon cycle, I'm releasing judgment on myself. Okay. That's just like me being totally true and honest, right? Because I'm super tough on myself. You know, you guys hear me, sort of talk and analyze. And my mom's on here, so she can tell you, like, being around me, I'm constantly, my brain is constantly working. It's constantly analyzing. It's constantly questioning everything I do. Is this in my highest and greatest good? Is this really the way I need to do this? Is there a better way to do this? How am I helping myself? How am I helping my family? How am I supporting humanity? Right? Like all those things. My brain is constantly going. And, so I'm kind of tough on myself when I start thinking about things and I think, oh my goodness, I'm thinking this thought and it's not a great thought. And does that mean I'm going to bring that, into my life? The answer is no. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want to tell you that every single full moon, I release some of the same things. And, I believe that every full moon, a piece of that, in my case, because I was saying judgment, right? A piece of that judgment goes, right? I am a little kinder. I am a little more compassionate with myself. I believe I'm very kind and compassionate with other people. But, just like anybody else. And especially, look at, people who put themselves out there and that are kind and that are inspiring and motivational. They're also, probably really tough on themselves because um because that's just who we are, and that kindness and compassion that comes out is usually an effort to add that to ourselves and bring that more into our lives. And let me tell you, that does help. So if you're releasing the same guilt and shame, the same judgment, the same thoughts and limiting beliefs, and you feel like you're just not getting anywhere because it hasn't disappeared, right? Nothing's going to disappear. Anything that you're releasing, it's not going to go away permanently. But what happens is it has less and less of a grip on your life. You feel that it is less intense when you actively try to release these things. And that's what the full moon is really good for, right? It's energetically a great support for you to release those things. But you don't have to. You can release at any time. Okay, but I'm just letting you know, sort of, it's almost like, going with the current, right? Like you could go against the current and you can walk up against the current, so the salmon do it, right? Like they're always jumping against the current. It makes life very challenging for them. But, that's kind of who they are and that's what they do, right? And we, like humans, we're always like running against the current. We're always making things difficult for ourselves because, of course, we are taught that you got to work and it's not worth it unless there's pain, and no pain, no gain, and all these things, right? But what if it could be easy? What if you could go with the flow? What if you could connect with the movement of, abundance? What if you could connect with the flow of the universe and all of a sudden the things that felt hard feel easy? Well, I do believe that by releasing things, each and every moon cycle or each and every day, like there's no time to release things. Like, oh my God, I missed the full moon ceremony. I guess I can't release anything till next month. Hogwash, that's baloney. You release whenever you want to release. You work on your communication anytime you want, not just during Mercury retrograde, right? You work on the things that you are inspired to work on. And I promise you that before you know it, you will actually, like when you're really not paying attention, you're probably much more tuned into what's happening, cosmically and astrologically than you even know. Because before I knew anything about the moon, before I knew anything about, I always kind of was interested in astrology, but I didn't follow the moon stuff. And really, before I knew what the full moon was and what the new moon was and like what was good at those times, I naturally gravitated towards like cleaning my house around the full moon. I know it's like once a month I clean my house. What can I tell you? No, not so much. But I would find myself like doing like decluttering and like massive like releasing things. And then I would be like, oh, it's a full moon. Huh, interesting, right? Same thing with the new moon. I'd find myself coming up with ideas and sort of being like, I feel inspired and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'd write it down. And it was the full moon. I mean, it was the new moon, which is the time to plant seeds, right? So you don't have to put pressure on yourself to come up and do it like on the, some sort of moon schedule. It's just a suggestion. It's just a tool. But you do what you need to do whenever you're inspired to do it. You get to choose. But if you do want to follow the moon and you want to hear how I was able to sort of use the moon last night in helping me move forward in my own way, well, then I'm going to share that with you too. But first, I'm going to pull a card and let's see. Oh my God, guys. That's hilarious. Okay, so the card that I pulled is number 37, Cleaning House. What can I tell you? Because of the full moon energy, Cleaning House is the perfect card, right? And it's not just about cleaning the physical clutter, although that is definitely what we're going to discuss, but it is about cleaning the emotional clutter. It is about clearing the mental clutter. It is about really just getting your ducks in a row and releasing and getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you. You guys have seen this card before. It really couldn't be more perfect. So I'm going to take this as confirmation that today's topic is actually right on point and exactly what the guides want me to talk about today. So I'm going to go right into it so I have time to cover. I never thought about connecting those urges to the moon. Yes, I hadn't thought about it either. And I used to feel really, really guilty that I wasn't like putting my crystals out. Oh, I got all of a sudden all wonky. Hey, there we go. I used to feel really guilty. Like I was like, oh my, I didn't do a full moon releasing ceremony. I didn't do a new moon like seed planting ceremony. And then when I started to pay attention, I was like, oh my God, I totally cleaned the house. Like I totally decluttered this section. And oh my God, so I realized that I was naturally connected to the phases of the moon. And especially as women, we are naturally connected to the moon because of our moon cycle. And this is whether or not you are having an active cycle or not. That means whether or not you have your period, whether or not you even have a uterus, because there are women out there who, are no longer have a uterus or maybe never did, or people who identify as women, and you want to connect with the moon and connect with that power of femininity, regardless of anything else. I promise you, if you start to pay attention to the phases of the moon, if you want to pay attention to the phases of the moon, you will see that you are really connected and that you instinctively, and intuitively already feel what cosmically is going on, because we're connected. We're made of the same stuff, people. It makes, like we don't think about it, but it's very true. Okay, so let's talk about what I did. So for a full moon, it doesn't have to be a ritual, it doesn't have to be a ceremony, and that's really what I want to tell you guys the most out of anything is that you don't have to do a sacred ritual or a specific ceremony. I mean, that's great. If you can bring yourself to take some time and do what you need to do and bring a candle and do whatever, that's amazing. And there's a million different ceremonies online that you can follow or you can listen to. I used to do a full moon ceremony with Marissa Wagenberg, my goddess gathering partner. We used to do them all the time. Life's a little crazy right now, but that's another story. But those are great if you can participate in it. However, Me First Mornings is all about making things practical and also not giving you anything extra to do. So guess what I did and how I did it? The first thing that is really helpful to do is release physical energy, right? So I said I'm going to give you 3, ways for you to release the energy we want to release and clear and elevate, right? So the first thing is you release physical energy. How do you do that? You can declutter or organize. So last night I gave my kitchen like a massive like clean up. Like I took apart the stove, I really like went under where all, like where all the crumbs fall, and I reorganized one shelf of my pantry. And it was the shelf that has been driving me crazy. I mean, I can't even tell you for how long, but like when I say reorganizing, I mean, I took everything out. I got little baskets and to organize, and I put everything in. And this was, by the way, at like 1:30 in the morning last night, just so you guys know how I function. Not that you can't do this earlier, but what I'm saying is that I was able to integrate this full moon sort of releasing intention. And I don't want to say it was a ceremony, because it wasn't a ceremony. I didn't make anything ceremonious, right? I couldn't even see the moon last night because of the clouds. The last 2 days I've been trying to see the full moon and I can't, because it's been so cloudy. But it was the intention. So I did some organizing and decluttering, and and you got to throw things out. That's the most beautiful thing, is like releasing and really throwing things out, getting rid of it, right? And yesterday was garbage day. Beautiful. It's like extra bonus. Well, garbage day was actually this morning, but I put out the garbage last night. So that's number one. Number two, you want to clear your mental energy, right? So you're releasing physical energy by throwing things out, decluttering, pick a corner, pick a shelf, pick something that has been bothering you for a long time for extra points, right? For extra impact. You want to do something that's been on your like to-do list for a long time. It definitely helps. Oh, my mom clapped for me because I actually cleaned up my kitchen. I love it. All right. So how do you clear mental energy, right? You can make lists, you can schedule your tasks, and do something you've been avoiding. Now, what I mean by schedule your tasks, it's not a to-do list, right? Like, I mean, you can make a to-do list if that helps you be organized, right? So you can get everything out of your head and onto a piece of paper. You can do what I call a brain dump if you want, which is literally every single thing that comes into your head and you just want to release it. But scheduling tasks, I really like, which is where you actually put a time in your calendar of when you're going to do something. And extra bonus points if you schedule something that you've been avoiding and you put it in your calendar for you to do, because that's going to be the first step of making you do it, right? For me, nothing really gets done unless it gets on my schedule. Like if I stick it in my Google Calendar, it's like, I get the notification, it shows up. I have to actively remove it, and that makes me feel bad. So I usually will do it or shift it to another day. I'm good at procrastinating, so that does help. But, like one step at a time, you do what you can with what you've got. Okay. So clear that mental energy, right? Do something you've been avoiding, or, schedule time to do something that you've been avoiding. You will thank me. I promise you. And the last thing that you can do with this new moon, with this full moon energy, you can do it with new moon energy as well if you want, and you can do it anytime. You don't have to do any of this connected to the moon at all. This is definitely a way that you can elevate your energy and feel more connected. But I really like using the full moon to do it. So elevate your spiritual channel. Well, what does that mean, right? It's cleaning the vessel. It's cleansing the vessel. It's connecting with your vessel, right? So do some movement, right? And sometimes what I'll do is I'll like kind of move around. I kid you not. I'll move around my kitchen sometimes and just like sort of move the energy around the kitchen, right? And I feel the movement and I want to just kind of like flow with the energy. And it feels kind of silly, and it is kind of silly, but that's also connecting with my inner child, which also helps elevate your spiritual channel, because guess what? Children are super, super tuned in. So if you can connect with that childlike fascination, with that sort of childlike wonder, then you are connecting with that channel. You are opening yourself up to receive any messages. And you can even play games. Like one of the games I played yesterday, because I feel like other senses of mine have been kind of clicking in for me. What I mean when I say by senses, I mean like, the clairs. So I am definitely claircognizant in that I feel things, right? Like I just know things. Like claircognizance, it is just knowing things. But and there's other aspects that there's clairaudience, which is hearing things. There's clairvoyance, which most people know about, which is seeing things, right? And so I've been smelling things, right? And there's a clair, I forget what that one is called. but you can connect with that Claire. You can connect with it and ask to be sort of sent a scent, or sent a smell, or sent a vision, or it's like, send me an image to show me that you are communicating with me with that sense, right? And so you kind of play a little game, right? And it's also being creative, right? Being creative opens up that channel. Do something that you connect with, do something artistic, do something, write a song, write a poem, just sing, dance, anything that maybe you used to do as a child. Once again, connecting with that childlike innocence, connecting with that childlike wonder, allowing your inner child to just sort of exist and explore. That is a great way for you to elevate your spiritual channel, so that you know that you can tune in to any information, to any inspiration, and you can pass along the motivation for anyone that needs it. Okay. I love the text on the screen. Oh, thanks. I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to improve the show and make it easy to follow and easy for people to learn. So thank you for saying that. Hi, Dad. Nice to see you. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Don't forget, you want to release your physical energy by decluttering and organizing, right? We got it over here. Okay, you want to clear your mental energy, right? And you make lists, schedule tasks, do something that you have been avoiding, and elevate your spiritual channel, right? With movement and creativity. And those are 3 ways that you can use the power of the full moon in order to elevate and clear and, of course, release, clear, and elevate your channel so that you can be used as an instrument of source. I really wish I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. I will be back tomorrow. I'm here at 10. Don't forget to go to YouTube on Jumpstart for Change and subscribe to my channel. I will be back. I love you all. Bye.